So now that we understand what bulking truly is, we can now get into a body recomp. Now, most guys will call this a shred or a cut, right? But typically, cutting, aka shredding, is where you operate at a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is where you are consistently burning more calories than you are consuming. Let me say that one more time. A calorie deficit is where you are consistently burning more calories than you're consuming. Let's say you burn 3,000 calories each day and you eat 2,500 calories each day. Your body will convert its stored fat into energy to make up for this 500 calorie daily difference. Okay? And the more body fat that is converted into energy, the leaner you become. However, right, our goal on this program is not just to lose body fat. For 95% of you, your goal will be to lose body fat and build new muscle and strength. You want to get jacked and ripped. Not just look like a soggy, soft, lanky beanstalk at the end of this program, right? Now you might be thinking, can we do both at the same time? Is that even possible? The short answer is fuck yes. Yes, we can. 100% naturally. Now you might be confused. James, you just emphasized in the previous video, the body needs energy to create new muscle tissue. So how can we lose body fat and build muscle at the same time? Well, the good news is that your body fat is energy. That's right, your body fat is energy. The body doesn't just need external energy from food, from calories. The body can use its own stored energy, its own body fat, as fuel to create new muscle. And this process is what is called a body recomposition. The process of using your own body fat as fuel to create new muscle is called a body recomposition. Let me say it one more time, a body recomposition. Okay, and anytime for the duration of this series, I mention the word shred or cut, okay, this is what I am referring to, a body recomposition, okay? Very important that you understand that, okay? Where we use your body's own fat stores to create new muscle tissue. So we get stronger, we get more muscular while getting leaner at the same time. And I've done this countless times for my athletes, for my clients over the years. And in your first few years of training, your body will have an incredibly effective response stimulus to this approach. Now you may think, I've tried dieting in the past. I just lost my muscle and all of my strength went to shit. But before we go any further, I need to explain all of the common ways in which 90% of people totally fuck up their shred and they fail to lose body fat. Now, similar to bulking, most guys, they have no idea how many calories their bodies need to be in an effective calorie deficit. Most people, they're often fooled by how calorie dense most foods are, especially foods that are labeled as being moderately healthy. Take, for example, this Emma and Tom's juice. It's a green juice. It looks healthy, right? It's nearly 250 calories with 40 grams of sugar. That is literally the identical macro breakdown to a can of Coke. This blueberry muffin, it looks moderately healthy, right? 500 calories and 40 grams of sugar. Now let's say you have two of these tiny nut bars. Both of them in total, that's another 400 calories, right? So congrats, this tiny bite-sized breakfast, you had a muffin, 2 nut bars, and a green juice, which you just ate on the way to work. That's 1,150 calories. That's more calories than a quarter pounder meal from McDonald's. and you think you're being healthy, but you just scoff down over 100 grams of pure sugar. Right, so most people are dangerously unaware of how many calories they're putting into their body. They have no idea how many calories are in the foods that they're eating, and they are making incredibly poor day-to-day nutritional choices. They're constantly eating new foods or different meals each and every day, so their caloric intake is just like this all throughout the week. They have no idea how many calories their body actually needs to operate in a caloric deficit. So maybe they're in a calorie deficit one day, the next day they might spill over, yada, yada, yada. And the average person will be lucky to be in a calorie deficit, say 3 days in total at the end of the week, right? As a result, the scale doesn't move, no body fat is lost. Now, moving forward, on the other end of the spectrum, some people will just attempt to barely eat at all. They don't understand their own body or the energy in most foods, but they do understand just eating as little as humanly possible. They train 5, maybe 6 days a week. They eat plain chicken and broccoli 3 times a week, make themselves virtually miserable. They eat 1,000, 1,500 calories below where they should be. And then after 4, maybe 5 days, maybe even 2 weeks, they just totally crash. Their body's biological cravings take over and they fall back into their same old habits, right? Because they were following an approach based on no real sound logic that was just totally unsustainable. So in a nutshell, to lose body fat consistently over a long time horizon, we need an amount of calories that puts us into a highly effective calorie deficit that is ultimately manageable. Emphasis there, guys. A calorie deficit that is manageable, that allows us to still feel full, not feel like we are starving ourselves and destroying our quality of life. One that barely even feels like we're dieting at all. This is what creates effortless consistency. And the ability to breed daily consistency is how we lose 30, 40, 50 pounds of body fat if necessary. The ideal caloric range is going to be around 500 calories below your TDEE. That's 500 calories below your total daily energy expenditure. Once again, your calories will have already been predetermined by your nutritionist inside the customized Trainerize app.